This video, A Safe Space for Gross Motor Play, provides ideas for programs using, designing, or maintaining environments for children's large muscle play. Opportunities for children to be active while developing and practicing gross motor skills are a critical component of any childcare environment. However, the types of injuries that occur while children engage in gross motor play tend to be more serious. Providing good supervision and a safe space for these activities helps reduce the likelihood of injury. The video addresses common questions and scoring issues related to gross motor spaces and play that occur during rated license assessments. The safety considerations mentioned are further described in the document NCRLAP's Requirements for Gross Motor Space and Equipment, which can be found on our website. These safety requirements are based on current recommendations from several sources. A list of these resources can be found in the video guide. This video reflects the guidelines current at the time of production. Since recommendations typically change over time, NCRLAP requirements are updated as needed. Programs should review the most current guidelines in addition to the information provided in this video.
Yeah, we're on a train that's out of control.
Says that we're on a train that's out of control.
Yeah, on a train that's out of control.
No trains ahead, the coast is clear.
Quality supervision assures that children are engaged in safe and constructive play and provides children opportunities for positive interactions with their caregivers. Children's high activity levels during gross motor play in spaces typically much larger than a classroom create different types of supervision considerations. For example, because this playground is L-shaped, Shantae positions herself at the far end of the playground where she can see all of the children. These teachers work together so all areas on the playground can be seen at all times. Also, careful placement of large elements, such as climbing equipment, is important for maintaining good visual supervision. Regardless of group size, the design of the gross motor space may create a need for additional staff. These teachers also enhance children's learning and development in their gross motor space by facilitating meaningful play and positive interactions during individual, small, or large group activities. As Marcia joins this group of engineers building an elaborate train out of blocks, she also watches the artists on the opposite side of the playground. Having supplementary materials such as blocks and easels allows for other activities to occur in the space for gross motor play. Along with providing a variety of portable materials comes the task of planning for their use in a safe and proper manner. This program designed the outdoor area to allow for a variety of different types of activities to occur safely at the same time. Notice the climber is located away from the sensory play space and trike trail. The children using the area can also enjoy a shaded sand area and large grassy area for portable equipment and games. The trike trail designates where children can ride without interrupting other activities. Providing stimulating spaces for gross motor play contributes greatly to the quality of experiences for children. However, no outdoor environment can be complete without good adult supervision and interactions.
What are you doing?
I'm just digging around in your sand just to make sure it's safe. Yeah, can you dig it?
Protective surfacing helps prevent serious injury by cushioning falls from gross motor equipment. Assessors use depth gauges to measure cushioning in gross motor spaces. Any equipment over a certain height, whether outdoors or indoors, anchored or unanchored, traditional or natural, should have protective surfacing to minimize the potential for serious injury. The depth of surfacing required is based on the height of equipment. More specific information can be found in NCRLAP's Requirements for Gross Motor Space and Equipment. However, even for very low equipment, it is important to avoid placement on hard surfaces such as concrete or hard-packed ground. Note how traffic patterns related to equipment use can affect cushioning depth. Over time, as children exit the slide or stop themselves on the swings, mulch is pushed away, creating a depression in the cushioning surface. These depressions create areas where children's falls may not be adequately cushioned. Insufficient cushioning is one of the most common causes of fall-related injuries leading to emergency room and physician office visits. It is critical to provide proper cushioning under equipment. Using a containment border at the edge of the cushioned surface reduces erosion of surfacing. It is also important to have a plan for replacing surfacing that is pushed away from equipment. This program keeps small rakes on hand and has taught the children to assist in mulch maintenance. This practice, along with staff's guidance and occasional assistance, and adding new mulch when the old decomposes or erodes, keeps the surfacing at a consistent depth. Some programs provide manufactured surfacing under equipment. As long as the material is maintained as specified and meets the required standard, this material is considered safe. Documentation from the installer or manufacturer is needed for licensure. Some natural environments include opportunities to climb that also need protective surfacing due to height. As you consider your own gross motor spaces, remember that the height of equipment, whether it is natural or manufactured, determines the need for a cushioned surface. The term fall zone, also called use zone, refers to the area around and under gross motor equipment where surfacing is provided. Similar to requirements for protective surfacing, all equipment over a certain height must have a fall zone. The size of the fall zone depends on the type of equipment and the age of children using it. Because children up to 23 months of age are smaller and have more limited gross motor skills than children 2 years old and up, the equipment they use should be smaller. Likewise, the fall zones around equipment for children under 2 years of age can be smaller too. When the majority of children in a group are 2 years and older, larger fall zone requirements are needed. Regardless of equipment height or children's ages, no item should be placed in a fall zone. Teachers should be aware of fall zone requirements for the spaces they use in order to ensure that other types of gross motor equipment or play furnishings are used without intruding into a fall zone. There are also requirements for equipment spacing. These requirements are determined by the height and type of equipment. Adequate spacing ensures that children can use equipment without striking another structure or one another. Spacing allows children room to play and adults easy access to assist children using the equipment. Can you hold on to the handle? Can you hold on to the handle? And then it goes! Look at you go, big boy! You're doing it! Should we turn? Yeah. You gonna make it go? You can push it with your feet. Age-appropriate equipment provides an appropriate level of challenge, encouraging practice and mastery of current skills and development of new skills. In determining whether equipment is age-appropriate, programs should consider the specific needs and developmental characteristics of the children they serve. For young infants, providing opportunities for a safe surface, such as a blanket, mat, or grass, allow children to reach, kick, and roll over. Equipment can be simple: balls, grasping toys, and other interesting materials to encourage children to move as they begin to crawl, roll, or scoot around. Older infants who are working on scooting, crawling, and pulling up need materials to stimulate these skills. This image shows a sensory exploration area. Infants can crawl over the squares and experience different textures. Babies who crawl well can use this in-ground slide to challenge themselves without the risk of falls. For these toddlers, there are separate areas for running and push toys, space for ball play, as well as a deck for large block play. This separation of activities helps prevent accidents. Soft surfaces like grass help cushion falls for toddlers practicing walking and running skills. Preschool children have more upper body strength, coordination, spatial awareness, and balance. Because anchored equipment alone rarely provides enough variety to challenge preschoolers, this program uses portable equipment to allow children to practice throwing, kicking, jumping, and catching. By rotating or adding various types of play materials, the gross motor space remains interesting and engaging. School-age children who attend childcare programs range in age from early childhood through pre-adolescence. Much planning is needed to meet this wide range of needs. Although younger school-age children will often enjoy gross motor equipment used by older preschool children, children with advanced gross motor skills require complex equipment and activities that provide an appropriate level of challenge. When gross motor equipment is not age-appropriate, it is more likely that children will engage in inappropriate use of equipment. This preschool piece is too small for this group of school-agers. These girls wanting to challenge themselves jump from the equipment rather than sitting and using it properly. Don notes this behavior and suggests another appropriate activity. As children try out new skills, they can make choices that put them at risk for injury. Adult support and guidance while children use gross motor equipment helps ensure that children engage in an appropriate level of challenge and develop feelings of competence. Facilitation by teachers will also encourage them to take advantage of the many problem-solving opportunities that can arise during active play. Opportunities for gross motor play indoors ensure that children can practice skills daily, even when the weather does not permit outdoor play. Programs can provide these spaces in a designated area, like a large entryway or hallway, gym, unused room, or teachers can opt to move furnishings in the classroom. This program provides infants and toddlers with an extra indoor space for climbing, ball play, and push toys. Other programs may choose to use this type of material in the classroom. For older children, balls, parachutes, small scooters, and rocking toys help children build large muscle skills while indoors.
Hey, Christopher, where you going? Be careful. Be careful. Hold on.
Outdoor spaces for all age groups need to be enclosed to prevent children from leaving the area and to keep animals or strangers from entering. The fence should consistently meet the requirement for height. Though a fence may be the appropriate height in most areas, consider factors that may affect fence height in certain areas. Placement of a containment barrier or landscaping against the fence raises the ground level. In this case, the program might want to consider moving the containment border away from the fence. Also, over time, shifting of ground cover and erosion can lead to changes in ground level and fence height. The slope of this playground contributed to sand erosion that led to a buildup of sand against the fence in the lowest area. Because of this issue, the program decided to install a much taller fence so that erosion would not cause a problem. They also opted to terrace the steepest slope of the playground to reduce the movement of sand. While we've addressed the most common challenges to providing a safe gross motor space, there are other considerations which may pose threats to children's safety. Gross motor equipment and spaces need to be maintained in order to eliminate protrusions and entanglements, tripping hazards, and other safety concerns. Remember to check for exposed nails or bolts and open S-hooks on the top and bottom of swing chains. Also be aware of abrupt changes in elevation in high-traffic areas, pathway obstructions, sharp places in fencing, and broken toys.
Where is the thermometer?
Look, look, look. Look.
It looks like it's about 45 degrees out here.
As we consider the many issues related to safe, active play, it becomes apparent that children's experiences outdoors today are very different from the outdoor experiences of older generations. How did you play outside as a child? And how were you supervised? Depending on your age, your answers probably vary from the scenes of children in this video. Children who are now adults often spent more time outside, unsupervised, often playing in the woods or neighborhood yards, climbing trees, and exploring creeks, rivers, or vacant lots on their own or with peers or siblings. How do you see children playing today? Because of societal changes and advances in technology, more and more children do not have or do not choose opportunities for free, unstructured play outdoors. Instead, they spend more time inside, often watching television, playing video games, or using the computer. This shift in the experiences of childhood does have some negative effects on children and their development. As awareness of this issue spreads, many programs are trying to increase the amount of time children spend outdoors, to allow for healthy, active play, and to increase children's awareness of, appreciation for, and comfort in the natural world. Programs are increasingly emphasizing an inviting, interesting, natural gross motor space. This public school pre-K program's outdoor learning environment has many landscaped features and even a manufactured riverbed. Children can pump water into the bed and experience sand and water play. They have built mounds of earth so children can run up and roll down the hills. Notice the large bike trail encircling the area and a storage building to hold many gross motor materials such as jump ropes, balls, and hula hoops to use in the large grassy areas. This program has included opportunities to climb on both traditional and natural elements in their outdoor space. Landscaping and the inclusion of many types of plants help create a space that is beautiful and interesting. These stumps were installed as a balance activity. The assessor measures their height to determine if fall zones and cushioning are required. Even small additions to a playground can provide meaningful experiences with nature. This toddler playground includes a small area designated for play with mud. Children have a variety of sensory experiences as the mud changes due to naturally occurring weather conditions. They have opportunities to learn about rainfall, how the ground absorbs water, and how other weather conditions, such as temperature, affect the space. Providing children with opportunities to garden in their outdoor space is another means for introducing natural elements and meaningful experiences with nature. In this program, gardening is used to introduce math and science concepts, predicting rainfall, using a rain gauge, discussing and illustrating the needs of the garden, and participating in its care provided concrete examples with these concepts. Though these natural enhanced play areas are not required to meet child care licensing standards, they do allow children to have enriched nature and science experiences. Natural elements in the outdoor area facilitate exploration of nature and respect for the environment.
Go! Go around, Calvin!
Regardless of setting, traditional playground, natural outdoor learning environment, or something in between, all children, from young infants to older school-agers, need opportunities to develop gross motor skills. High-quality interactions in safe environments encourage children's learning and development. As awareness of the importance of outdoor play increases, programs are striving to provide safe, yet challenging spaces for children to play and interact with peers and teachers. Time outdoors and opportunities to master and develop new gross motor skills are key aspects of a quality learning environment.